Welcome back to the X&O Sports Show. I'm your host, Ricky G. Stanley, and tonight we have some very interesting sports events. The past week, we've had, different things to come in and come out and breaking news. But we're going to go back a week, talk about my main man, Jake Paul. If anybody's not familiar with Jake Paul, he's a bad man. That's all you have to know. Jake Paul is a YouTube star turned boxer, from my understanding, from what I read. Everybody hates the guy. Oh, he's a jerk or he's arrogant. So what? Love the guy. I love it. If every time people bet against him, he's found a way to win. So if he keeps piling up wins and he has his arrogance and he's winning, it's only going to make it more entertaining. The same thing with Floyd. Floyd was very arrogant and he was never beat. I don't think Jake will go that route. We're not going to, put him in that category yet, but, we'll see. So Jake Paul, from what I read, is a celebrity boxer. Okay, so he's a celebrity boxer, and he started off as YouTube, and I don't know who called out who first, but the NBA player, which is a great athlete, Nate Robinson, got in the ring with Jake Paul. During a exhibition night for Mike Tyson, Jake Paul and Nate Robinson boxed, allegedly. They didn't really like a boxing match. Nate Robinson got put to sleep. The man butt was in the air like a newborn coming out of the mom's womb. I couldn't believe what I saw because I didn't even know they even fought. All I know is breaking news, Nate Robinson, and I'm just thinking like, oh gosh, the guy must have died because it was like breaking news. And pretty much it looked like it in the ring. I'm like, geez. So they go on this rant and saying that Jake Paul, he hasn't fought anybody. Nate Robinson wasn't a boxer. Okay, Jake Paul technically wasn't a boxer because he only had 2 fights. So he was a YouTube star that knocked out an NBA player, former NBA player. So, okay, we'll go with that. So, like I said, I call it entertainment. Some people call him being a jerk. I love it. I actually check him out on, on Twitter from here and there because, he's very interesting. So, I looked at the fact that he knocked out Nate, and then they was like, well, who was his next fight? So he was on I Am Athlete, and he was explaining, he was like, I take boxing seriously. He said, I do YouTube, but I take boxing seriously. He said, I eat right, I sleep right, I train hard, and they brought up who he would be fighting next. So I said, okay, well, cool. Who is he fighting next? So in my notes here, he fought a MMA fighter and by Ben Askren. So people that don't know Ben Askren, he fought in, was it Bellator and MMA? He fought, right? So mixed martial arts. People don't understand that part of mixed martial arts is striking with your hands. If he fought in mixed martial arts, and by looking at his record, he did fairly well. He was 19-2-1 as a mixed martial artist. It's not bad, the fact that people are kicking you in the head as well as punching your lights out or trying to put you in a rolling arm bar. So I felt like a celebrity fight, Jake, Ben Askren, would be a good fight. What did Jake do? He put him to sleep. Embarrassed the mixed martial arts community. He put him to sleep, knocked him out. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw him on I Am Athlete, I felt like he could beat Ben, but I thought he was gonna since Ben hasn't competed in a while, he would take Ben to distance. Wear Ben out and then KO him. No, he knocked him out early, often, got him out of there. So I'm just like, okay, maybe Ben didn't show up, or is Jake Paul better than we thought? So I'm rooting that Jake Paul is better than we thought because I was like, you're getting a guy that has a mixed martial art. He's trained with these and his feet and other parts of his body. And he knocked him out. Okay, cool. So, like I said, everyone hates the guy. He knocked him out early. And then I looked at the narrative and the media kept changing, saying he has not fought a boxer. Then guys from the mixed martial arts community in UFC said he ain't fought no boxer. He just got into boxing. He's 24. He got a 3-0 record. So what? If he never fights a boxer, I probably won't care. I'm probably still going to watch it. I might not pay for it, but I still going to watch it. So I remember on I Am Athlete, they stated, hey, if you beat Ben Askren, let's see if Conor McGregor would take on the fight, because they wanted to have him fight Conor McGregor. And I think Conor ended up losing his last MMA fight, so whoever was promoting it didn't want to do it. Now he's not that Ben Askren. Everybody's trying to take him on. And I'm just like, well, geez, like, let him have his moment. He's a YouTube star, Twitter star. If he continues to win, give him his roses while he's here. But the first time he loses, oh my gosh, they're going to cook him. So Jake, please don't lose. I want to see this keep going. But if we're going to say, hey, Jake, you need to fight a real boxer before you can call yourself a boxer. Okay. Now, this is just for giggles. So Jake is 3-0, but he hasn't fought a real boxer. So it would be kind of disrespectful if he jumps the ladder and go and fight in a number one contender fight. So I don't really like that idea. So I found a fighter for him. So his name is Andrew Tabiti. Now, Andrew Tabiti is about the same height and weight as Jake Paul. Probably like 5 or 10 pounds. I mean, I'm pretty sure one could go up or down. Depends on how the fight goes. So he is like 17-1. Yeah, so he's 17-1. And like I said, it won't be skipping anyone that deserves a bigger fight for, pay-per-view. Like I said, he's 17-1, so he can box. So they can't say, oh, he's not a boxer. Hey, he's a professional boxer. He's 17-1. And his record is nothing to sneeze at. Like I said, they're the same size, same height. And when it comes to boxing ratings, the ratings really have not been the same since Floyd stepped out of the spotlight of boxing. And as well as some other big names. When Wilder lost, seemed like the ratings went down. I mean, Canelo Alvarez, he's still going to bring in the ratings. But when he fights, he's not fighting, every other weekend. Like, he's fighting, twice a year now. He's a big time name. So I think Jake Paul in the mix with his celebrity boxing and fighting some other boxers, but not top tier boxers yet, I think it'll bring more to boxing. So, let me know what you think. Put it in the comments. So I don't have a problem. Like I said, I don't have a problem with him fighting anybody that's a boxer. I just don't want him to skip the ladder. So I just don't want him fighting Usman, because that man is on a killing spree. I don't know if you saw it the other day, but good Lord, put my man to sleep. He followed through so hard with the punch. His shoulder hit him too. I'm like, oh, what a follow through. Put my man to sleep. And that same guy that he knocked out was complaining like, oh, he doesn't hit that hard, because he really wasn't that great at striking yet. He was more of a wrestler. Yeah, guess what? He got better with that striking, and he put him to sleep. And that guy's on a 14-0 killing spree. And he is on the way to breaking the UFC record for 14 consecutive fights. I think it's like 16 if I'm not mistaken, but I'll go look it up to make sure. So with that being said, Jake, don't take that fight. But moving on, we have the NFL Combine coming up within a week. I know everybody's excited. My Eagles, I'm excited for us. We moved down to 12. But I don't know how we're going to do it. Some people's talking about we're going to trade up and get this guy, or we can stay there and get this person, or we can move back to get this. I'm just ready to get it over with. I'm ready for OTAs. Ready to see the guys get out there, in the sports attire. Get out there, run around a little bit. See who can play and who can't. Now, who's going to need some work. So, like I said, that's the part I get excited about. The draft part, once the first 2 rounds go by, I'm like, okay, cool. Let's get this out of the way. So, but we're going to talk about the first 5 picks, though. I'm not going to go through the whole 32 mock draft. It'll be a whole hour. So, what I have so far is everybody know that Jacksonville's lock with Trevor Lawrence. So, the number 2 pick looks like it's still a lock already. The Jets are still going to stick with that bad decision to draft of Zach Wilson. If they don't surround him with talent, they are going to be doomed. And it's going to, like I said, it's not going to be good. And everybody's probably going to get fired. So, also, we have they thought it would be a good idea to play with the 49ers pick. And they kept stating, oh, should they go with Justin Fields, or should they go with somebody else? The kid from North Dakota State. I think that's stupid. Take the guy that you need. Everybody's like, oh, well, this person fits in this scheme better. That person. Okay, if he is not a first-round pick and he fits in your scheme better, trade down. That's a smart thing. Save your career. So, with we have the number 3 pick. I think the 49ers can save face by going ahead and drafting Justin Fields. I feel like Justin Fields is the best guy. He should be going number 2, but, I actually like him better in the 49ers system because they do know how to play football. The Jets, I don't know what they be doing sometimes. Sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. At least with the 49ers, they can hide behind, hey, we had injuries. So, yeah. But like I said, he's the most ready quarterback outside of Justin Fields. And I feel like if he can sit behind Jimmy G for at least 1 year or at least 8 games if they're not starting out well, I think he'll get, some good quality, NFL seasoning. Hey, bring him along. Don't open the whole playbook up for him yet unless he can handle it. I haven't seen too many can. So, we'll see. The number 4 pick will be the Falcons. That should be a very easy pick. The Falcons never really had a problem scoring points. They had a problem stopping people. So, okay, if you have the number 4 pick and somebody's like, hey, I want number 4, will you trade me for it? So I would take their pick and another first-round pick and see what I can get out of them, and I would move down. I will get a offensive lineman to build. Matt Ryan is not getting any younger. And everybody's like, oh, well, Matt Ryan has had his day. The dude is still putting up numbers. His defense just can't stop anybody. He is the least of your worries. And he's a veteran. Keep him. Get him an offensive lineman, or trade down and get a defender. There are so many edge rushers that can help him. And there's a lot of good DBs that can help him as well. That defense is atrocious. I think their defense is the only one that was worse than my Eagles last year. And we had a lot of injuries. That's just my personal opinion. Falcons fans, I know you're going to come after me. Put them in the comments, though. All right, so if they trade that pick and they can move down, get edge rushers, but they were stating, I don't understand this, but, I was watching some commentators say that, hey, they're going to go after Kyle Pitts. First of all, before I say anything else, Kyle Pitts is a beast. He's one of the best prospects coming out. However, I really don't like him in their offense. They just got Hayden Hurst. They traded Baltimore Ravens for him last year. They have him already. I think Kyle Pitts, they have a whole lot of offensive weapons. If they bring Todd Gurley back, I guess, he's a solid back. You got a Julio Jones, and then you got the young kid from Alabama on the other side. And I'm just like, where would you put Kyle Pitts? Like, if you still have Hayden Hurst, no offense to Kyle Pitts, I don't think he's going to block a defensive end in the NFL already. He might be, he's a good catcher, but I don't think he's going to put his hand in the dirt. It's like I said, Hayden Hurst, I think, is more NFL equipped already. He can block. He can run good routes, run 4-5, got good hands. I feel like Kyle Pitts would be more of a waste to the Atlanta Falcons. I don't think they can utilize his talents because they have so many weapons around him. So I think he should go to another team. Like I said, I don't like that for Atlanta. So the number 5 pick, which is the Bengals. Now the Bengals, their offense, they're gonna need some help. So the Bengals, I think that they should go after Sewell, which is the best offensive lineman to me from Oregon. He can move his feet, he can slide. If you can't put him at tackle, put him at guard. If you already got some guys that you're comfortable with tackle, which I didn't really see anybody that was great, so you can put him at tackle or you can move him at guard because he's that athletic. Also, I don't have a problem with the Bengals taking Kyle Pitts. The best friend of a young quarterback is a good tight end. Most quarterbacks that are young, they love to throw to the middle of the field or inside the numbers. I feel like there is not a DB or a linebacker in the entire NFL that's going to be able to run with Pitts week in and week out. That guy can run and he's athletic. He stays healthy, he's going to give people a lot of problems. And I think the Bengals should surprise people and take him. All right. If you guys want, I can do a mock draft 1 through 32. I don't have to really do it through a video. If you guys want, I can do it on my Twitter page. And I'll write or type out 1 through 32. And I can do a short video and go through the picks. It won't take that long. I think if I go in depth with it, it can go as long as an hour. Like I said, I can do my mock draft, put it on Twitter, or I can write it out and just go through it on a short video. It'd be like 10 minutes. And I would also like for you guys to comment if I do the mock draft, where do you think is right and what do you think is wrong, or who would take who. But I want to do it before the draft to see how mine shakes up against the pros. So good news for the Chiefs. I do like that the Chiefs traded to get Orlando Brown. I think with him being healthy, he will help the Chiefs, because those Chiefs did not do anything against that pass rush in the Super Bowl. And I feel like that is their Achilles heel right now. So by using their pick this year to get an offensive lineman and getting Orlando Brown, I think that would do them a very good justice. They have no problem with running backs. They have no problem with receivers. They may need an edge rusher, but they can get that later on, or, trade to get one. So I feel like offensive line is their key. So I like that the fact that the Chiefs are assessing that. And he's a veteran, so you don't have to groom a brand new tackle. So that is good news for the Chiefs, but I don't know about the Ravens. So I'm going to keep my eye on that. Because the Ravens pick is going to be very interesting. Would they go off of the offensive lineman, or would they go out through a number one receiver? And to be honest, I think they could be crazy and trade up and get somebody like Jamar Chase. It would be crazy. Very entertaining to watch, but unlikely. Let's see what we got here. Also, we have the draft keeps flip-flopping. But, outside of the draft, that changes. But one thing that is going to change is the numbers on the players. I don't really know how I feel about that, because ever since the beginning of time, if you played in college, you played with, single-digit numbers. I don't know how I feel about skilled players wearing single-digit numbers. Because in the NFL, I knew for a fact if I saw somebody wearing 21 on defense, he's probably a defensive back. Maybe he'll be a safety in the box, but like 1 through 9 was mostly punters, kickers, or quarterbacks. 10 through 19, receivers. Every now and then you get like a 23 when Devin Hester, because he already had it. But like 80 through 89, like I said, I don't know how I feel about, an outside linebacker wearing number 2 in NFL. Like, I mean, I guess it'll be cool, but I don't know how I feel about it. Like, ever since I've watched football, it's always been that way. So I think it'll grow on me. But, you guys can also comment about that as well. But right now I'm about to pull up our Major League Baseball standings. So today we've had some good games. Looks like the Padres and the Dodgers looks like they're still playing at the moment. So because it's still 7-7. So we have the Athletics. They got beat by the Orioles tonight. The Royals beat the Tigers 4-0. The Yankees, goodness gracious, they got beat by the Indians. Mariners got beat by the Red Sox. Blue Jays beat the Rays. The Nationals lost to the Mets. I was hoping the Nationals was actually going to win, though. The Diamondbacks beat the Braves 5-0. The Angels beat the Astros 4-2. The Pirates beat the Twins 6-2. Rangers they lost to the White Sox 8. Reds lost to the Cardinals. Like I said, we had a lot of games, but the worst one, though, was my unfortunately Phillies. We played the Rockies and got rocked 2-12. Good Lord. I don't know what is worse, our pitching, our fielding, or our bats, because we cannot get it together on a consistent basis. I am a Phillies fan, but I'll be the first to call them out if they ain't playing well. I'm not that fan to give us a bunch of excuses. If we got injuries, okay. But, injuries should not stop you from actually playing the fundamentals of baseball. We're struggling with fundamentals as well as the bats. So moving on to basketball. I watched some interesting games. I can't figure out this Kevin Durant thing. It looks like he's in the lineup, he's out of the lineup, in the lineup, out of the lineup. I thought he was sitting out because Anthony Davis was sitting out, and also Anthony Davis comes back, Kevin Durant's back. So, it's kind of like it's a chess match, I guess. But I feel like you got to get out of your side of the conference before you decide to try to make chess pieces against somebody on the West. That's just my personal opinion. But, they're still playing well. So let's go over the scores of NBA tonight. I can go back because there was a lot of games. All right, so right now, Golden State is still playing against the Kings. They're down by 160-59. Steph Curry already have 20 points in the first half. He can go for 40 easily tonight. They don't look like they're slowing him down. Just changed 60-60. 32 seconds before halftime. All right, the Celtics lost to the Hornets, and I think this is the second loss this weekend for the Hornets. But Kemba Walker had 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. The Suns lost to the Nets, which the Suns is actually playing pretty well this year. They're 42-18. Devin Booker had 36 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. Sure wasn't passing the ball a lot. But Kyrie Irving had 34, 6, and 12. Good job, Kyrie, because he's not known to be a passer at all times, but 12 assists with 34 points, actually pretty good. The Grizzlies, they beat the Trailblazers 120-113. Ja Morant had 28, 8, and 3. The Cavs lost to the Wizards 119-110. Bradley Beal doing his normal 33 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. The Bucks got beat against the Hawks. The Hawks are actually making some headway. There are 34-27 in the East. Pacers 131 against the Magic 112. So we're gonna look at the standings right now. My Lakers are horrific. We can't buy a win right now without LeBron. I mean, Anthony Davis is coming back. Of course, he got limited minutes. So, even though I feel like we're our favorites to win the West, when healthy, we have slid down to the 5 spot. The number 1 spot still belongs to the Utah Jazz. Number 2 is the Phoenix Suns. Brooklyn Nets still holding down the number 1 slot. The 76ers are number 2. Milwaukee is number 3. And I gave these guys a lot of crap, and I'll be the first one to eat crow. The Knicks are the number 4 in the East. Oh, gosh. The Knicks haven't been... I got to give them credit. They're winning. So, I can't take anything from them. It's not like the East is weak this year. Like I said, I got to give them credit. They're number 4 right now. They're tied, but they won against Atlanta head-to-head. So, I got to give those guys credits. Hats off to you. I will not be buying your hat or your jerseys, nothing like that, but I think you're having a good year. Like I said, I think Randall is having a great year. Like I said, I hated that once he actually started learning and playing well for the NBA, we got rid of him and we sent him to New Orleans, which he had a pretty good year there. But like I said, Randall, proud of you, guy. I watched you. I really didn't like when you got drafted to the Lakers, but you grew on me. I feel like you had a lot of heart and dedication. So I think you should keep it up. If the Knicks, shall make some noise in the playoffs, hey, I would say, hey, I was wrong. But I've never thought the Knicks were legit. But that is my time. I'm your host, Ricky G. Stanley, and I am out of here.